for southern Jasper, southern Newton counties, Hardin County, Orange, Liberty, Jefferson, and also Chambers County. And there's that high wind warning and wind advisory over southeast Texas. Let's see. Okay, winds have come down a bit, but we have seen wind gusts of up to 55 at the Jack Brooks Regional Airport. And as you can see, this is the latest run. This is updated every hour. This is high resolution, rapid refresh modeling, and this takes it on off to the east. It's a little slow up towards the lakes area, but you can see by 5 o'clock, most of it should be off towards our east. I'm going to update this on times again, but our forecast this evening will show showers and storms this evening. Coming on down, obviously a severe threat. Going to be a chilly night tonight, Jordan. Tomorrow, decreasing afternoon cloudiness, no rain expected. Highs only in the low to mid 50s. And let's go back to radar, shall we? As we have this latest round of lightning. This is that squall line moving in towards Beaumont with the tornado warning until 4 p.m. And again, yeah, it does not look as impressive as it did here the last few minutes. So that's some good news there. And officially, that tornado warning until 4 p.m. So that's where we're at right now, Jordan.
Yeah. Patrick, you keep watching, and there's the radar. I mean, we're hearing some rumbles here as it closes in on Beaumont as well. So we'll let you keep an eye on that for a second. We're going to check in with our 12 News Storm Tracker crew. They have got the wipers going in the Winnie area. We wanted you guys to stay safe. What are you seeing?
Yeah, Jordan, that is right. We pulled off the road here. We're about 5 miles north of Interstate 10 on Highway 1410. Like you said, it's kind of like 20 miles or so from Devers and Nome where those warnings are starting to come in. So we pulled off the road, but you can see it on our front view there. Pretty sweeping rain, definitely some wind. The SUV we're in, we can feel it shaking a little bit here. Sweeping rain coming across the front of our car. We pulled off on the side of the road just to be safe. But some of these feeder roads, we can even see big puddles starting to form on the sides of the road, almost pond-like puddles. Not a lot of cars out here on the road, which is a good thing for sure. But of course, as you guys started to call out those tornado warnings in some of those areas around China, Nome, Denver, we decided to pull off the road. That was the safe thing to do.
Yeah.
But we're definitely checking things out here. It's of course picked up, and it's strong rain out here. So we're trying to do our best to stay safe while keeping you guys informed.
Yeah, you're really in the thick of the line.
I was just road to be in a safe spot.
I was just zooming into the Storm Tracker radar. You guys, yeah, at this point should stay put, stay safe there. I know you're in contact with meteorologist Jeff Gerber, who's helping to kind of escort you guys into a safer location. So maybe reach out to Jeff Gerber here in the Storm Tracker Center, Cam, there in just a second, and we'll check back with you as well. We also just heard from Jefferson County Judge Jeff Brannick as he monitors the ongoing storm threat. He just told us, quote, "I'm hoping the weather that we will have will be passed through by around dark." Yes, that is the case. That's what we're hearing. Right now, we're just watching for any possible tornado activity, and the road and bridge precincts are monitoring the roadways in the event of locally heavy rainfall that might make passage unsafe. So all very true things there that the judge and his team of emergency managers and the folks at the various precinct offices are watching. Let's go back to the radar because we do have the storms knocking on our door here with this tornado warning still in effect for several counties, Jefferson, southern Hardin, the tip of southern Jasper County as well. This is part of the line of embedded storms pushing into the area right now. Our storm tracker team, is that the lightning?
That's just a lightning count.
Yeah. Quite a bit of lightning with that, Patrick.
Yeah, let's see how many. Let's go with this box. Everything within this box. Let's do a radar. That's not the box I wanted. Over 700. Let's try this again and go in this box that I'm drawing. Almost over 900 lightning strikes within the last 15 minutes. So this is certainly an electrical storm as we put radar back on and loop it. But again, pretty impressive.
Yeah, and as far as the tornado warning threat, our viewers want to know: do you think something's on the ground, or is it sort of rain wrapped? What's the situation?
I think it's weak. I'm not as convinced as far as it being on the ground. It's radar indicated. I don't think that like what we saw earlier over towards Deer Park is on the ground.
And we're on chat with the Weather Service, and they also mentioned that it looks like that
it has weakened.
It has weakened quite a bit. So
Good.
they're still leaving the warning up right now, but they say it has weakened some.
Okay. For the rest of us, then, as this line barrels through, races through at 40 to 45 miles an hour, what kind of winds are you expecting? Say in Beaumont or Mid-County in the next 30
We're
minutes?
still under a severe thunderstorm warning, and that means winds to 60 miles an hour possible. We've had gusts down Port Arthur, Nederland at 55 miles per hour. So
And that was before the line even
that's
got
before
there.
this even got there, yeah. So we could see gusty winds 60 miles per hour until this line really passes us through, until that severe thunderstorm warning drops, and that goes until 4 o'clock right now. That might be extended a little bit later.
Yeah. Control room, is it possible for us to switch over to the Entergy power outages? We've been watching this map as well. Green's good. We remember this from all of our unfortunate experiences with too many hurricanes. But those areas where you see patches of red, Beauregard Gardens there along the Highway 69 corridor there, just north of Nederland. Looks like one little pocket on the west end of Beaumont, maybe some scattered power outages in the Hampshire-Fannett area there along I-10 as you get closer to Winnie. So you get the idea. Nothing widespread at this point. Power outages had been a big concern, still are, as our storm trackers are saying, these gusty winds. We're looking over to our friends in Orange County as well. This would be ahead of the line, so this would just be from the wind, most likely. Looks like some scattered power outages as you get closer to the state line, also in the Vinton area, our friends just across the state line there along Interstate 10. So we're keeping our eyes on this. I'm also seeing some scattered power outages on the edge of Lumberton, the northeast side of town there, maybe near the state park. So we're going to continue to watch this part of the equation as well. And then again, it looks like our storm trackers are on the move at this point now that things are subsiding just a little bit. They are not in the path of the radar indicated tornado that we've been watching earlier. So they are in a safe spot, Patrick, to the south of that, closer to the Winnie area. So we want to let you know that we're keeping tabs on them and they are in a safe zone. Patrick, back over to you.
Well, again, nothing has changed as far as the outlook. Still the best chance of severe weather, mainly along I-10 from, say, Orange, Beaumont, over to Liberty and Winnie. An enhanced risk and tornadoes, if we see them. Best chance in the yellow area, and it also means hatched. See that hatched area? That means those will be strong tornadoes, EF2 or stronger if they do materialize. Officially, until 4 p.m., tornado warning for China, Beaumont, Liberty, back over towards, say, Lumberton, Sour Lake, Pinewood, and also into Bevel Oaks, Meeker, down Highway 90. And a severe thunderstorm warning, that means winds of 60+ miles an hour for southern Hardin, southern Jasper, western Orange, most of Jefferson, and eastern sections of Chambers County as the line continues to move on off to the east. Now we're looking at the winds as far as how they're moving across southeast Texas. This is Doppler winds, and what we're seeing is broad rotation in through sections of Hardin County and also in and around Nome. Those are two areas that we're watching. That's why that is tornadic warned as far as northern Jefferson County. Nothing confirmed right now, and there may not be anything on the ground, but there is the potential for there, good potential. Otherwise, the line has moved on out of the lakes area, so you may be clear over towards Tyler and northern Jasper County. Unsure whether or not this will continue moving over towards sections of southern Jasper, southern Newton counties as potential. So we're not going to give you an all clear. But again, the squall line now moving in through Beaumont. Numerous lightning strikes, over 900 in the last 15 minutes from Beaumont back over to Winnie and also eastern Chambers County. So this is heading towards Mid-County and into Orange County, back over towards Orange over the next, let's see, we're at 342. Roughly around 5:30, it should be along the Sabine over towards Orange, and roughly about 4:30-ish, 4:30-ish in through Mid-County and right over Beaumont right now. This is the worst of it coming on into Beaumont. And again, winds are possibly up to 60 miles an hour because of the severe thunderstorm warning. And again, moving out, the northern part of the line moving out of the lakes area. So otherwise, tornado watch until 6 p.m. across southeast Texas. Check the wind warnings, high wind warnings, Jefferson and Orange counties. And the winds have come down a bit over towards Port Arthur. Earlier, they were gusting as high as 55 miles an hour. And that's where we're at right now, Jordan, as far as the severe weather across southeast Texas.
So at least at the moment, it seems like the tornado threat has certainly backed off.
A little bit,
Yeah.
yeah.
We do still have that warning.
We still officially until 4 p.m. They could cancel it from what we're seeing on Doppler radar. Let me look at it one more time. There is some broad rotation, but I don't see anything that sparks my attention as far as what we're seeing on Doppler right now.
Okay, to our friends who are watching us right now on 12 News, ABC, and NBC, we're going to stay on to the top of the hour. That is our plan at this point, so we apologize for those of you missing your regular programming, but we really wanted to be with you because of the intensity of this line of storms that's rolling through. Our 12 News storm trackers are on the move right now. They were in Winnie earlier. We kept them in place as conditions sort of worsened there, and we had that tornado warning pop up. Cameron Seibert with us. Boy, where are you? And my goodness, you guys, I hope are staying safe.
Yeah, Jordan, like you said, we had came off the road as we were coming past Winnie because we started to feel the threat there. We're now back on the road, headed back east towards the Beaumont direction. Jeff Gerber telling us those storms are moving east about 50 miles an hour. So we're kind of behind the storms, following it back towards Beaumont. But as we get on the road again here, we're on 1663 east, headed back towards the Winnie direction. You can see a truck in front of us. He has his hazard lights on because it's dangerous out here. You can see the whipping winds, the strong rain, massive cloud cover. It's almost ominous out here, really, really dark. We were seeing lightning earlier. Haven't seen many lightning strikes in this area in the past 30 minutes or so. But we're headed east back towards the Beaumont area, kind of behind the line that's pushing really, really fast, about 50 miles an hour in that direction towards you guys in Beaumont. We were going to take I-10, but honestly just felt like this was the safer option. But the sides of the roads, we can see pond-like puddles filling on the sides of the roads. This is kind of one of those farm roads where there's not going to be a lot of cars, but the one truck in front of us driving real slow. We're only going about 35 miles an hour, keeping it safe. Yep. But we're headed back in your direction to see how things are going. We're getting reports of down power lines in areas, so we're trying to check out some of those spots and see if we can give you more intel from the ground. But what you can see here is that whipping rain sweeping across the front of our car. It's really windy. You can feel it in the car, and we're just doing our best to stay safe. Of course, we'll want to get some more intel closer to Beaumont. That's the direction we're headed.
Cameron, which road are you guys on?
So we are on 1663 East. Right now, we're only about a couple miles from Winnie. We're a little bit north of Winnie right now, headed towards kind of Highway 73 and Highway 124.
All right. Yeah, you'll probably want to get back on some of the main lines, main roads at this point. But I know Jeff is in communication with you guys. You are in the thick of the storm, so keep your eyes out for any wind damage and the like, and please be safe out there. Cameron Seibert and photojournalist Chandler Smith on the move for us at this hour. Want to bring the radar back onto the screen as well as we keep a close eye on conditions at this point. Still have the tornado warnings in effect, although the cells, at least that prompted those about 30 minutes ago in the Nome area, appear to have weakened, and we have more of a line coming through. Jeff Gerber.
Weather Service just issued, we're getting the graphics together, another tornado warning.
New one.
Yeah, this one, severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado, so its radar indicated was located near China or 8 miles southwest of Beaumont, moving northeast at 35. Once again, that's near China or 8 miles southwest of Beaumont, moving northeast at 35 miles per hour. And you can see it on the screen there. We're putting it up. They just issued this. It goes till 4 o'clock. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
And there we switch back to the Doppler winds, which allows our team of meteorologists to really keep a close eye on whether the winds are moving away or toward the radar site. You guys want to zoom in for us and see if we can pinpoint this area? Roughly 8 miles southwest of Beaumont. That would likely be south of 90, right?
Yeah, like they said, it's right close to China right now, and it's like 8 miles southwest of Beaumont. So Patrick's going to put back up the velocity here in a second. And you can see the overall warning right now includes Lumberton, Beaumont, all the way over to Vider, back to China, also goes down to the south of Beaumont. Does not include Silsby right now, but generally north and a little bit west of the Beaumont area is where we have that warning. Patrick?
All right, we're going to bring Patrick back in at the weather wall, friends, to update this new information as well. Jeff, thank you.
Okay, there you go. There is your warning, including Beaumont, let's see, China, and back over towards near Pinewood, Bevel Oaks, and Lumberton until 4 p.m. Severe thunderstorm watch until, let's see, 4 p.m. also. And again, here is the Doppler display. And what we're looking at, green and wind. Green and red, okay? So what we're looking at is the wind going away or towards the radar. And when you are able to see if the winds are going towards or away, you can infer that there is rotation. And that's what we're seeing, kind of a broad rotation in this general area just west of Beaumont, moving off towards the northeast at about, 40 miles an hour? I think that's what it was. So that's what we're looking at on Doppler radar towards just around China, between China and Beaumont along Highway 90. And again, it's a broad rotation, but the storm is capable of producing a tornado, and we're getting kind of a bow look towards this line, which indicates wind. So a little closer inspection. So if it is on the ground, it'd be right in this area right here that we're looking at. Let me go back to Doppler. Yeah, right along Highway 90, somewhere in this vicinity is what we're seeing. The potential for a tornado. Not guaranteed it's on the ground. This is Doppler or radar indicated, but it is capable of producing a tornado. Nothing confirmed and nothing guaranteed, but that's
Right.
what, if there was going to be one, that was where it's going to be.
And Patrick, the interesting part about this is not like a tornado you're going to see on the plains of Oklahoma. I mean, the rain is out in front of it.
Exactly.
So you're not really going to see the funnel.
It's going to be hard to see. That's exactly right. Rain wrapped is what you call it.
Rain wrapped.
So
take this stuff seriously. We've got, about another hour and a half till this clears Jefferson County, right?
Yeah, I think so. Let me take a look over towards, show you the latest high-res modeling. And yeah, okay, so here we are now. It's not doing a good job over towards, say, Burkeville. This has already moved off to the east, so models are not perfect. So we can avoid or ignore this. So it's doing okay here around Silsbee, Beaumont. And as we take this on off to the east, orange about 4:30, a little bit faster now, but look, by 5 p.m., it's already to southwest Louisiana. So we got about an hour and 15 minutes or so before this event gradually decreases and moves out of the area. We may be done with rain by 8 p.m. over southeast Texas. So it's going to be moving very quickly. If we see anything severe, it'll be over the next hour or so.
I think Jeff's got some new info.
Weather Service is indicating, they're saying what they're seeing is the mesovort is heading into Beaumont and is strengthening. Could see maybe another tornado warning here right around Beaumont shortly, they said.
Let me look at CC mode, which is just a different mode. It will indicate and pretty much confirm whether or not you have anything on the ground. And what I'll do is I'll show that right now. This is just the winds.
Okay.
So basically, the winds are blowing towards the radar site. In the red, they're blowing away. So you can see that as I draw, there is a broad rotation in this general vicinity. That's why we look at Doppler winds. But there is another thing called correlation coefficient. It's just basically another mode that will indicate whether or not there are any debris balls. Is there anything on the ground lofting up things into the air? And it's weak if it is.
Yeah.
I'm not convinced that there's anything on the ground right now. So,
You know, y'all talk about this periodically. The storms, the radar is shooting the beam up into the sky from Lake Charles, right?
correct.
So, you know, when there's rain ahead of it, it's potentially more difficult to see into the storm.
Well, also, a lot of times we'll show velocity or wind speeds on, say, something we post on Facebook, but you have to remember that radar beam is probably 5,000 feet up in the air by the time it gets here. So that's one of the limitations. We need more radars, obviously, and it would be nice to have one in Beaumont, but, you know, it's expensive. But again, officially a tornado warning, including Beaumont, China, say Vidor, back over to Lumberton and Sour Lake, Pinewood, and Bevel Oaks until 4 p.m. Severe thunderstorm warning. That means winds of 60 miles an hour or greater over southern Hardin, southern Jasper, western Orange, Jefferson, and Chambers County until 4 p.m. And again, there's that tornado warning. See, it's hard. Maybe that's it right there. If there's something on the ground, it'd be north of the West End or over towards the West End. But I'm not convinced that that's on the ground. But you can see, again, the rain is being blown by the winds towards the southwest here, and the winds are blowing the rain towards the northeast. So you get this kind of rotation or this couplet there just the west end of Beaumont, the way things are looking. But again, the line coming through into the triangle, Jefferson County. Look at it. It's already ended over towards Liberty and Western Chambers. Houston's done. And I think Liberty County, I think we're comfortable in saying that you're pretty much all clear. Still watching the potential for some of these cells to move into northern northern Jasper County. But right now, the worst of the weather is in through, say, southern Hardin, Jefferson, now coming on into Orange County and southern sections of Jasper County. Lots of lightning with this. Again, if you're just joining us until 4 p.m., tornado warning for northern Jefferson County, including Beaumont, back over to Vidor, Lumberton, and Bevel Oaks.
All right, Patrick, I'm going to ask the control room who's helping us through this afternoon if we can bring up the sky cam as well, and this will show some of the views around the area. Downtown Beaumont right now, perhaps ahead of the worst of it, 67 degrees, already a half inch of rain there, and these cameras will be cycling through. We have a network of them around the area. Here we've got up in Jasper, the worst of it is through your area at this point, just light to moderate rain there, coming down at Provalis in downtown Jasper. So again, the biggest concern right now with this tornado-warned storm that is closing in on Beaumont, some areas of rotation, really two areas of concern. One that is just north of Highway 90, perhaps on the west end of Beaumont at this point, and then one that Patrick has been tracking on a little bit to the southwest of China. So again, you're looking at the Storm Tracker Roofing 911 sky cams. These cameras really allow us to see the story. We'll stick with this just one second because it's eventually going to cycle through to one of our other cameras here. Or not. So we've got the Storm Tracker on the ground as well. Cameron Seibert is in that. Cam, can you hear us? Where are you?
Yeah, hey, Jordan. We are right now jumping onto 73 East, like I say, coming back towards Beaumont. We're right in Winnie right now. I would say things have lightened up ever so slightly in the last 15 minutes or so since we last checked in. But we're following behind that line that's moving east towards Beaumont. And so we're on 73 East right now. We're about to get on 124 to head south in that direction. I can tell you that on the feeder roads we've been driving on, huge puddles on the sides of the road. We can see it right now on the side of the highway, almost filling up to a pool size on the sides of the highway right now. And the good news is there's not a lot of cars out, which of course, that's what we would be advising right now to not be on the road. We're about to pull up on an 18-wheeler. It looks like that's even pulled over off on the side of the road, so we're going to safely get around them. But just still a really, really heavy rain right now. We're seeing lightning strikes every once in a while. Really, really strong wind we had about 10 minutes ago where there was almost little to no visibility on one of those feeder roads. So just doing our best to drive safe, but you can see we're about to pull up on the exit to go to 124 and head towards Hampshire Finette and eventually back towards Beaumont to check out some of those locations that are kind of coming towards you guys from the Houston area as we come off the highway here. Big puddle on the side of the highway as we take that exit ramp. So definitely not good driving conditions. You want to be careful out here on the roads. We're making sure to watch our speed. But yeah, just continues to come down strongly out here. We're headed back that direction to see if we can find some of those locations where we're hearing about some wind damage and even some down.
I'm going to interrupt you because we've got a new tornado warning. We're going to interrupt Cameron. We've got